Hi guys, it's Patricia and today we're doing a little twist on Tester Tuesday New Scents Fall and Winter Edition. We're actually going to be reviewing the Harvest Delights 3-pack trio of scents. These are a limited time only offer and they're actually on back order right now. I believe the Scentsy workstation has stated that they expect them to be returned September 30th. So we'll see. So last week I asked you guys if you wanted me to review the remaining 3 scents in the catalog this week or the Harvest Delights. It was an overwhelming majority, 81% of you wanted the Harvest Delights collection. So what we're going to do is we are going to get into it. At the end of the video, there's a little bit of a twist again this week, and then we will be back to normal voting next week. So stay tuned. So the first scent we're going to discuss is Apple Cherry Cider. I'm going to go alphabetically. Now this one is a soft orange wax, almost like a beige orange. And on cold sniff, it's about a light to medium scent. Obviously, it's in the Harvest Delights collection. I would describe this as a fruity scent, fruity spicy. The scent description for Apple Cherry Cider is toast to the harvest with fresh picked apple and cherry heightened by cinnamon stick. So the scent notes we have are apple, we have cherry, and we have cinnamon stick. Now, I would say this is definitely a cider scent. It's predominantly apple. You get that apple with the spice. We're going to get to the spice in a second. The apple is not quite like cider mill. I find because of the cinnamon, it feels very spicy in comparison. But maybe the differentiating ingredient is the cherry. So let's talk about the cherry. It doesn't really smell like cough syrup cherry to me. What it smells like to me is a dried cherry. If you'd ever had a dried cherry, either in a baked good or just as a dried fruit, it has a cherry flavor, but it's softened in quality and very sweet, and that's kind of what I get. Now, the cinnamon stick. It definitely has a presence. I find as this scent warms, it's like a red hot cinnamon. However, I feel like the quantity of cinnamon isn't super, super high. So it's red hot to me, but it doesn't seem like the majority of the scent is cinnamon. So there's a lot of apple, a tiny bit of cherry. The cherry is subtle, and then you get the spice. And the spice kind of kicks up a notch as it warms. So what happened was when I decided where to put this, I actually had my picky daughter smell all the scents. The ones that she liked were actually the other 2. So this one I decided to warm in my bedroom, and I warmed it downstairs in my son's room. So what I did was I put it in, and it actually took about 3 or 4 hours to kind of build in the room, build in the room. Then here in my bedroom, I got a strength of about 6 maximum, and I left it in 29 hours over 2 days. So I would describe it kind of like when I walked in, you could smell that tangy cider kind of scent. Like I said, it built in the room. Now, as it was going down in intensity, I felt like it got a tiny bit creamy. I don't know if there's vanilla in here, but also you would also get a little bit of the spice kind of left behind. So yeah, I wouldn't probably pick this one up again. I think I do have one other set. In my son's room, let me tell you how it did there. Strength and throw was a little bit more, 6.5 out of 10 maximum. I left it going 2 days, 25 hours in total, and then I removed it. So if you're someone that likes cider mill type scents or cider scents, if you're okay with a little bit of intense, like quality spice, but not quantity, you might be okay with this. If you're okay with a little bit of cherry, just subtle, but a little twist of cherry, then you'd probably be okay with this. I would say stick to small to medium rooms for this one. And mixing it, you could probably obviously mix it with any cider scent. It would do well. You could mix it with a cherry scent if you wanted to bring that cherry up. You could mix it with a spicy scent of any kind if you wanted more spice. Yeah, so this would not be a repurchase for me, like I said. It wasn't a wow scent for me, but it was just kind of average, maybe slightly below average for Scentsy, but that is Apple Cherry Cider. So scent number 2 this week, alphabetically, is Cinnamon Roasted Pear, and this is a really nice packaging, a dark maroon wax. On cold sniff, this one's fairly strong. I would say medium to strong. And like I said, it's in the Harvest Delight wax trio. These are sold as a group, by the way. You cannot buy them individually. I should mention you can put them in your Scentsy club, and you can put those in individually. So this one I would say is I would put it in the spicy category. The scent notes, or the scent description, excuse me, is fall for rich roasted pear spiced with clove, cinnamon, and a touch of vanilla bean. So basically we've got roasted pear, we've got clove, cinnamon, and vanilla bean. Now let me just say there's not a lot of vanilla. Vanilla kind of dampens and dulls scent, or kind of gives it a little richness, or kind of ties things together. So if there's vanilla in here, it's not obvious. There's definitely cinnamon. That's the thing that jumps out the most. To me, it's pretty hot. I love cinnamon. This one is pretty intense in quality and quantity. So if you are scared of cinnamon, then this is the one you definitely want to shy away from. Clove is in here. I find it happens more later in the warming. I can definitely get clove, but I feel like later in the warming, it's the star. So everything else kind of leaves, and I feel like clove sticks around. And the roasted pear, I wish that was a bit more. Like, there's not a lot of roasted pear. I feel like it's almost like 2/3 spices and then the pear. And I wish it was the other way around. I wish the spices kind of took a supporting role and the pear was the star. But to me, it's the other way around. So when you roast anything, it kind of dries it out. It also intensifies its sweetness. So there's definitely sweet pear. It's very, very pleasant. It's very, very nice if you love cinnamon. So what happened with this one is I put this one in my bonus room and also my daughter's bedroom because she said she liked this one. And let me just tell you how it did in the first room, which was my bonus room. I left it going there 3 days, 27 hours. Strength and throw was about 7. And I was kind of a little bit surprised because I thought to myself, it's kind of strong in the packaging. I'm surprised it's not stronger. And then I started her bedroom later. So she also has a 25-watt bulb warmer, also 2 cubes, slightly smaller room, however. That one I left going 4 days, 48 hours. It was basically doing very, very well in her bedroom. So slightly smaller room, still a good sized bedroom, but definitely did better in her bedroom than it did in my bonus room. So just keep that in mind. I'm actually eager to use the other 4 cubes down in my open concept, so sometimes I strategically make sure I have 4 cubes left. But yeah, this one, it was pretty good. Again, I actually had this in my Scentsy Club. I'll probably remove it. It was nice, but I just wish there was a little more pear. I think if you wanted to add like honey pear cider or something like that, even, what was that one that came in Bring Back My Bar? Spice pear, you could try mixing it with that. And yeah, so at the end, I got a lot of clove, and I actually could almost smell like a tea bag. Anyway, that's what I smelled. I think this would do okay in an open concept layout. I think it would do okay in a medium-sized room. It might be a little intense for a small room. And if you like scents that are a little bit heavier in cinnamon, something like maybe Autumn Sunset or Welcome Home. It's not quite Cinnamon Bear, definitely not that level. But if you like a little bit of a big jolt of cinnamon, then you're going to love this one. And yeah, the third scent we're going to discuss this week is Huckleberry Apple Pie in the most beautiful packaging with the lattice top. This is a very dark purple blue wax. I love this color and I love this packaging. On cold, this one is light. And like I said, it's in the Harvest Delights trio, and I would describe this definitely as a fruity scent. The scent description for Huckleberry Apple Pie is sweet apple and huckleberry topped with creamy vanilla make for a glorious and guilt-free fall indulgence. So we basically have, as our scent notes, apple, we have huckleberry, and we have creamy vanilla. So for me, huckleberry is the star. There's a lot of huckleberry. I'm going to say like 70%, and then maybe like 20% apple, and then maybe like 10% vanilla. The vanilla, I kind of wish was a little bit more of a pie crust note. I can kind of feel like I can kind of stretch and get a pie crust note out of this, but I wish it was a little more obvious. The huckleberry is so obvious. And one thing I want to tell you, huckleberry is kind of like a blueberry. To me, it kind of smells like a blackberry. There's something when I smell this, I smell it on cold, and sometimes I smell it in the room, and I don't know what it is. It could be that I'm getting like a grape tone. Sometimes I think it's something like a raisin tone. Sometimes I think it's a prune tone. Something a little bit, just the tiniest bit that I'm not crazy about. However, this one was a very strange performer. So let me tell you how it did. Okay, so I put this in my bedroom, first off. 2 cubes here, 25-watt bulb warmer. It was a strange scent. I first thought Strength and Throw was about 5 out of 10. I came in probably around hour 2 to check it. Around hour 4, it was definitely stronger. I would say 6 out of 10. I was getting little tiny reminiscent hints here and there that reminded me a little tiny bit of Winterberry apple tea. So if you like that scent, you may like this scent. But the problem is the first night I let it go 4 hours. Then I turned it off. I had to go to bed. The second day I warmed it for almost 4 hours again. Like I wasn't getting anything out of it on day 2 very much. Very little. And on day 3, same thing. I left it 4 more hours. And then I kind of said, you know what, that's enough. So let me tell you, day 1, when I came in, and it was very room filling. It was about 6. It might have even been a little stronger than a 6, but it was very room filling. And then it just kind of like went away. I don't know where it went. Okay, so I was like, oh, I don't know about this one because people are saying this is light. So I put it downstairs in my son's room. 3 cubes worth. What I do is I take 3 cubes, I cut them, the middle one in half, and I put 1.5 cubes in a 25-watt bulb warmer in his bedroom. With the adjoining bath and big open closet type thingamajig, I put another 1.5 cubes in an element warmer, 12-watt. Okay, so, strange things. I came in and checked on it, and I am not kidding you, Strength and Throw was like 8 out of 10 in there. So room filling, so wonderful. I was like, oh my gosh, what's going on? I don't know what's going on with this scent. I left it going a total of 25 hours over 3 days there. Now, I usually kind of let it go overnight. The second round, which was the first night I warmed it, first day, night, whatever, 12 hours. The second time, 13 hours. The second time, it wasn't quite as intense. I'm going to say like 5 out of 10. And then it just kind of fizzled out. But let me tell you, if I could get that Strength and Throw everywhere, I would definitely be stocking up on this because I really, really enjoyed it. I felt like it was like an apple pie with a tiny bit of apple, a lot of huckleberries, nice and creamy, delicious, very room filling. The strange little twist I told you about. Because I'm not sure, I'm going to fiddle around with these other 3 cubes and see what I get. If you're going to warm this scent, a lot of people have been trying it like in a small room with a mini warmer. My advice is try it like in your hottest warmer. Just see what happens. Fiddle around. Give it a chance to build. Try to warm it in an enclosed room. Don't warm it in an open layout. I don't think it's going to do the greatest, although it's very unpredictable. I'm not sure what the hell's going on with this one. But yeah, if you like huckleberry scents, blueberry scents, if you like blackberry scents, if you like baked apple pie scents, if you like scents like that don't have a ton of spice, I should say with the spice, very minimal to me. I think I watched Tom's video and he said that he got a lot of spice. And I'm kind of glad he said he was getting a strong throw from this because I was like, I don't know what's going on with me because everybody else is complaining about this one. But yeah, in my bedroom it was, but down in my downstairs room it was great. So I would probably warm it in my son's room again to finish up these cubes, and I have one other bar. And I don't think I'm going to mix it, but if you were going to mix it, I think baked apple pie would be a logical choice because it's huckleberry apple pie. So that is where I would start, or obviously you could lighten it with a vanilla if you wanted to lighten it. But yeah, I would kind of stick to something like that. So yeah, that's huckleberry apple pie. This week coming, these are the 3 scents I will be reviewing. Grapefruit and grenadine, butter, pecan, and be merry. So there's no need to vote this week. What I want you guys to do down in the comment section below is something a tiny bit different, and it's for your benefit. This is your chance to rally for your Bring Back My Bar scents. A lot of people, I want you to head down and read the comments. So everybody write down 2 or 3 scents that you are really dying to come back. You can even write why if you want. But people are going to read your comments and hear about scents that they may not know about. And the more people that write their comments down there, the more scents we're going to get exposed to, and people that don't know what to vote for will have some idea. So anyway, thanks for spending the last few minutes with me. I hope you guys have a great day in your neck of the woods. Don't forget to put your special Bring Back My Bar since you're hoping to come back. Voting starts October 1st, and I will see you guys in the next video.